All right, guys, we want to welcome you guys to the Thursday night overview. Just so you guys know, we've actually officially switched nights with Mr. Danny Segwinal. We're going to be doing a call on Wednesday night in Swahili. And so Danny and I switched nights. So Danny's doing Wednesday night. We're doing Thursday night. But guys, we are fired up that you guys are here tonight. We are here to tell you about a company that is doing things in travel that have simply never, ever been done before. We're big believers in documentation meets conversation. We're going to validate those statements throughout tonight's very short presentation. But know this, our company's doubling in size every 8 to 12 months. We spread to 78 different countries. We're going to do 80 million in revenue this year. And every bit of our business is word of mouth. We've never, ever advertised. When you see this explosive growth, every bit of that's because we wowed the last customer, and that customer was so excited that they told somebody else, man, this thing's amazing. You got to take a look at it. And so we are spreading like wildfire organically via word of mouth. And we're going to explain all of that tonight, who we are, where we're going, why we're exploding, more importantly, why you might want to participate. Now, as we begin our presentation, I want to take this to my beautiful co-host, my wife, Miss Gina, and she's going to share with all of you guys how this whole thing began for us. So Miss Gina, take it away.
Well, Todd, thank you so much. And to all of our guests, I want to welcome you to our Thursday night presentation. And we are super excited to be here with you. So this whole thing began as a complete fluke for Todd and I. We have a daughter who got a Division I softball scholarship to play softball back in Illinois. Well, we were traveling the country, watching her play, living in lots of hotels and renting lots of cars, and travel got expensive. We were living in Southern California at the time, so you can imagine as we flew around the country. So we were open to the idea of trying to save money on travel. So we started looking for different ways. Well, Mr. David Hart, who's the owner of Travorium, we've known for many years, and he told Todd that we had to check out his new travel product, where you can book travel without all of the markup, better than travel agent rates. So we decided to give it a try. And we started saving 40%, 50%, even 70% off on hotels. So we asked the other parents on the team what the rate they were paying at the hotel. And when we shared our rate, they wanted to know how they could get the same. So as we continued to share our story with other sports parents, friends, and family, our team started to spread. And you know, before joining Travorium, we only knew one person outside the United States, and she lives in Canada. But as we continued to share our travel stories, our team spread to over 70 countries. Well, during this time, I had a job working as a store manager in a retail store for over 20 years. And as our team continued to grow, our income grew dynamically, and our income grew 10 times what I was making at this corporate job of mine. So I was able to walk away from that job, and now we travel the world and we show other families how they can do the same as us. Now, the name of our company is Travorium, and we are just entered into our 13th year in business. We are debt-free, and we have paid millions of dollars in commissions. That beautiful couple you see there on the screen is our founder and CEO, Mr. and Mrs. David and Adela Hart, and they have a combined 30 years in both traditional and direct sales businesses. We have offices in 3 continents. Our corporate headquarters is in Temecula, California. We have a corporate presence in Madrid, Spain, and also Almaty, Kazakhstan. We also have customer service in multiple languages. Now, travel is the single largest industry in the world. And according to Bloomberg, travel is a $10 trillion industry, and it's estimated to reach $15.5 trillion by 2033. And if you asked all your friends and family what's the number one thing that they have on their bucket list, they would say travel. And we have something special for them. Todd, back to you.
All right, I appreciate that, Gina. You know, it's not just when you think about the bucket list, right? Hey, tell me about the things that are on your bucket list. You know, the places you want, things you want to do, places you want to go, and almost everybody starts, mentioning all these different travel destinations. And guys, you can do your own market research. Just go ask the next 20 people you bump into, hey, do you like to travel? And just watch their reaction, like, oh my gosh, we love to travel, we live to travel. And then bring up the bucket list question, and they start mentioning all the travel destinations. And you say, well, if these are your dreams, why don't you go? And the answer is always the same. Well, I can't afford it. Hey, what if we could show you how to afford it? What if we could show you how to book that trip, that dream vacation, for 40, 50, 60, 70% off? We can document that, right? Documentation over conversation. We can validate everything we're talking about. But if you could book it, for, half the price or 70% off, right? Would that be a big game changer? And guys, we're going to show you tonight. We're going to prove that to you that we're bringing a new model to travel. It gets rid of all of the markup, from Expedia, Trivago, all these other kind of guys. And when you get rid of the markup, you can book travel at prices you can't even believe. Well, then secondarily, with our membership, you're going to earn travel points every single month. Well, those travel points go into an account. And what it means is that you're going to have enough travel points every 6 months to go on a dream vacation. I'm talking a 4 and 5-star vacation every 6 to 7 months. Well, guys, most people never even been on a 4 and 5-star vacation. I mean, most people, I'd never been to a Ritz-Carlton. I'd never been to a JW Marriott. I'd never been to the Grand Hyatt. I mean, guys, these kinds of places, right? Rooms that could run $800, $900 a night. We were just in Vail, Colorado at the Grand Blanc. I mean, guys, the room on the back of my door was $1,700 to $7,500 per night for the various rooms at the property. I'd never been to a place like that in my life. One of the nicest ski resorts in the world. And guys, we just traded in our travel points and we got to go there for next to nothing, right? We're going to show you about that tonight. We're going to show you how you can earn free travel. That's a huge part of what we do. It's not just saving money on travel. We're going to show you how you can earn free travel. And guys, you're going to find out that if I can travel for free, oh, well, in that case, it's definitely for me. And so we're going to show people how they can make those dream vacations come true without tapping into the already stretched family budget. And that's a big part of what we do, guys. This is not about spending money. This is about saving money, making money, and traveling the world for basically free, living your dreams and making those dreams come true. And then if you so choose, you can partner with our company, turn fun into, fun into fortune, passion into profit. That's a total option. You don't have to do that. But many people find out like, wow, this is incredible. I shared it with a few people. It took off. Next thing you know, I got a check coming in every Friday. Hey, you know what? I'm not allergic to money. I got room on my bank account. I'm okay with that too. So guys, it begins by number one, allowing people to book it better than travel agent rates on resorts, hotels, cruises, car rentals, parks, tours, activities, entertainment, show tickets, concert tickets, NFL tickets, airport transfers, excursions. I mean, there's so many different ways that you're going to save money. And guys, the truth is that most of you are going to save way more money just in this miscellaneous thing I'm showing you on the screen. Just this kind of, oh, well, that's right. We went to Six Flags. We went to Disney. We bought some baseball tickets. We went to the museum. We went to the movies. Just miscellaneous stuff. And you're like, wow, we save way more money just in the miscellaneous than it even cost for the company's biggest membership they offer. Well, guys, our biggest membership's giving you a dream vacation every 6 to 7 months. Well, if you're saving more money than the membership cost, what are you paying for the membership? Nothing, which means you're getting the travel points for how much money? Nothing. And I turn those free travel points into vacations that cost you basically nothing. Now you're traveling the world for basically free. Guys, that's one of 5 different ways we're going to show you tonight how you can begin to travel the world for basically nothing, right? So you're going to save more money than even cost for the biggest membership we have. Now, when you're booking through us, you are absolutely positively guaranteed to save money every single time you book. In fact, if you find a rate lower than ours on any public site, good luck finding that. But if you do, get fired up, get juiced, send it into the company. Not only are we going to match that rate, we're going to refund 10% of your money. You are guaranteed to save money every time you book through us. Now, I want to get into the documentation side of our business, right? Documentation over conversation. So here on the screen, this is a side-by-side screenshot, okay? So sorry about that. We went and pulled up the exact same hotel, and I know it's on a PowerPoint and it's a little small. If you're like me, some of you may have to break out the readers, right? You may have to get a little close and look at it and say, okay, yeah, that's the same hotel. That's the same date. That's the same room. It's the same everything. And then you see the price and say, you got to be kidding me. How are you guys getting a better rate than Expedia? And guys, the answer is we don't have a better rate than Expedia. We have a better business model. Their business model is to take the rate, which is actually $2,300, and then they mark it up $2,100. And then they go spend tens of millions of dollars on television commercials. And then they went and bought up every travel site you can think of. So that's the dirty secret in the travel business. Two companies own every single travel site, every one of them. You think you're price shopping, but you're not. They own them all. And so they bought up every travel site you can think of so that when you price shop, all you see is $4,400. And then if you call the hotel directly, they don't dare undercut the big boys because that's where they get all their business from. They have to match the rate. So like, yeah, the rate's 4,400 when the actual rate is 2,300. You now know how the travel business works. If you want further proof of that, all you have to do is Google the top internet companies in the entire world. And you're going to see Amazon, Google, Facebook, okay? You're going to see eBay, Netflix. Well, on that list of the top internet companies in the world, the ones making billions and billions and billions, here's Expedia and Booking.com. Now, remember, they don't own anything travel related. They don't have a hotel. They don't have a car rental agency. How are they making billions and billions and billions in travel? Because they're jacking the price up and people are completely unaware that they're even doing that. Here's another example, guys. This is a screenshot. Documentation over conversation. Side by side, exact same room, exact same hotel, exact same date, exact same everything. And then you see the price, like, you got to be kidding me. These guys jacked it up $3,000. How do you think they pay for all those commercials you see on television? How do you think they became a top internet company in the world making billions? Because they're jacking the rate up. And guys, what we're doing is we're bringing what I call the Netflix model to the travel industry. Now, if you think about Netflix, there was a time that if you went to watch a movie, you paid per movie. That's how it worked. Well, then here comes Netflix that says, look, just join the membership, pay a small monthly fee, and you can watch all the movies you want. Well, what happened next? Blockbuster goes bankrupt. Netflix spreads around the world. Well, guys, that model was so popular. Apple Music used to make money selling music. They don't anymore. They said, hey, just charge a monthly membership like Netflix and let them listen to unlimited amount of music. Spotify, Pandora did the same thing. Well, guys, rather than applying the Netflix model to the $15 billion music industry, how about we apply it to the $15 trillion travel industry? And what it means is that you can book travel without any markup. We don't make money selling travel. We make money selling a membership that lets you book travel with no markup, hence you're booking travel 40, 50, 60, 70% off. Now, guys, if you come on board as one of our members, you're going to have the ability to hand out our travel site completely for free to anyone and everyone that you wish. Now, your free customers cannot save as much money as you and I. They can save half as much. So you and I here on the screen, we're saving $3,000 something. Let's assume that your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, I'm not joining a membership. That's fine. You give them the free travel site. They come on here like, oh my gosh, you just saved me $1,500 because they can save half as much. You and I can save $3,000. The free customer can save half as much. Your mother-in-law and father-in-law just save $1,500. Now, if you save your mother-in-law and father-in-law $1,500, you just became the favorite son-in-law or daughter-in-law. And that's my number one right there. How you doing? Hey, get them. I mean, you are now on the A party list, right? Well, guys, here's the great part. Not only did you do a solid for your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, people you bump into, you helped them save a fortune, but you go check your back office with our company, and if they save $1,500, you just earned up to $1,500 in free airfare, free hotel, free rental car, free excursions, or you know what? Just send me an Amazon gift card, right? But guys, you can hand out the travel site to as many people as you wish. So not only are you saving more money than it costs for the membership, which means you're basically traveling for free, now you're earning free travel, another way that you can begin to travel for free. And we're not done. We're going to cover more methods before we're done here. Guys, we have cruise lines, every cruise line you can think of, their price, our price. Guys, we're saving the customer $1,400. We consider and do this all night long. City by city, hotel by hotel, rental car by rental car, concert tickets, show tickets, shopping, dining, cruises, you name it. And you're like, holy crap, no wonder these guys are doubling in size every 8 to 12 months. Now, as good as all of that is not what made us big. What made us big is what I'm about to show you next. This is our Dreamcation platform. And this is where we can show anybody, anywhere, any budget, how they can have a dream vacation every single year. Now, I'm going to show this to you from our platinum perspective. It's our number one seller by far, not even close. And with the platinum, you're getting a dream vacation, a 4 and 5 star vacation every 6 to 7 months. I'm simply going to show you the kinds of places that you're going to become accustomed to. Now, this is the point in our presentation where some people say, well, hey, wait a minute. Is this one of them there timeshares? Guys, hashtag we are not a timeshare and never, ever, ever buy a timeshare. Is there any contracts? Guys, hashtag no contracts. You can cancel any time you wish, no penalties, right? And guys, think about this. Why would anybody want a contract? If your membership is so good, shouldn't I want to stay? Shouldn't I want to be here? Why would you want to contractually obligate me to anything? Why would you need to do that if the thing is so good? Guys, we built a membership that not only people want to join, that not only do people not want to quit, but remember, we don't advertise. We built a membership that we are spread to 78 countries. We're booming because people are blowing away. Oh my gosh, Bob, Betty, John, Sue, you got to see this. And we're spreading via word of mouth, right? We're building the kind of membership that people want to tell people about. Guys, you can book 24/7, 365, no blackout dates, no presentations. You don't have to become a travel agent. I mean, guys, it's a brand new model we're bringing to the industry, and people freaking love it. Now, here are some of the kind of places you're going to be going to. These are our getaways. And in the getaway section, I'll show you this right here. We have over 2,000 resorts, over 300,000 weeks available. So does it sound like there's any lack of places to go? Right? 300,000 weeks to choose from all over the world right now. You can book 24/7, 365, anytime, anywhere, 365, 24/7. You can book an amazing vacation. The other question is, where do you want to go to? So just on the screen are some examples. The Canary Islands, 5-star. You're there for $1 per night, guys. $1 per night. Now that's assuming that you're our premium customer. Now we have a smaller membership where you don't get 2 vacations every 12 to 14 months. You're only getting 1 vacation every year, okay? It's a smaller membership. And the pricing's not quite as good as $1 per night. You're going to pay like $14 a night. You're like, that's still an amazing deal. I know, but it's just not as good as the premium, right? So we'll get to that a little bit later, right? But we do have a smaller membership. Just want to kind of point out that the $1 per night's our premier membership. But if you get the smaller one, it's still a great deal, $14 a night, but not quite as good as the $1. Now, if you want to go to Cabo San Lucas, maybe you want to get a full kitchen, living room, separate bedroom. You want to be down there 8 days, guys. It's $149. Maybe you want to go to Orlando, Florida. Go to take the kids to Disney. So here you got a 2-bedroom. So the kids have got their own bedroom. Mom and dad's got their own bedroom. You might have people on the couch because the couch folds out into a bedroom. You got a full kitchen, dining room, living room. You got a flat screen TV, fireplace, jacuzzi tub in the master suite. You're going to be here 7 nights, 8 days. And guys, your price is $142 right outside of Disney. Now, the signature thing we do is our world tours. So in the getaways, we have 300,000 weeks, 7 nights, 8 days, get a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom studio, full kitchen, living room, right? But you got your own kitchen, get your own food. Now, with the world tours, they're typically 5 days. Now, why these are 8 days, these are 5 days, why a difference? Some people only get a week off for vacation. So it takes a day to fly there, it takes a day to fly home, 5 days on vacation, that's a week. So we try to accommodate everyone's, travel schedule. Now, when you do a world tour, they're always at 4 and 5-star resorts. I mean, guys, you're going to be at Grand Hyatts and JW Marriott's, and you're going to be at Ritz-Carlton's. You're going to be at the amazing places, okay? And so, I mean, and usually, almost always, there's food involved. Sometimes they're all-inclusive, meaning all the food, all the drinks, alcohol or otherwise. Sometimes it's just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Buy your own drinks. Sometimes it's breakfast and dinner. Sometimes it's just breakfast, but almost always there's food involved. Now, when I say breakfast, okay, we had breakfast, my wife and I, recently at the Grand Hyatt. It was a world tour where we were. And normally the breakfast is $96 for 2 people. Well, that was included. But guys, it was out of this world. I mean, every kind of fruit, every kind of juice, every kind of pastry. They had the chefs make it up any way you want. I mean, so when you're done with breakfast, you ain't going to need lunch, okay? So, but let me show you some of the world tours you're going to become accustomed to. Venice, Italy, 5 days. My wife and I went here guys, if you've never been to Venice, it's the floating city. It ought to be one of the wonders of the world. You land at the airport and then you take a water taxi to the hotel, right? Again, floating city. And when you're there in Venice, you get the little, the gondolas, and you're going down all the little canals, and they got all the restaurants and all the high-end shopping and the wine and the pizza. And I mean, guys, it's amazing, right? But you're going to be there for $259 after you trade in your platinum travel points. Hey, what did the platinum travel points cost you? Well, Todd actually saved more than the membership cost, so I got my points for free. So they cost you how much? Zero. So I traded in my free platinum travel points and I went on an amazing vacation. I'm going on one every 6 to 7 months to a 5-star in Venice, Italy. Maybe you want to go to Dubai. I hear you're at a 5-star property for 6 days, breakfast included. You're there for $7. All I did was trade in my free platinum travel points. How did you get the platinum points for free? Well, I saved more money than the membership even cost. Plus, I was handing out the travel site. People were saving money on the travel site. I was earning tons in free airfare, and I bought my airline tickets. With my free, all my, the money I made from saving other people money. I mean, guys, a myriad of ways you're going to be traveling the world for basically nothing. Now, maybe you want to go to Montego Bay. Guys, this is an all-inclusive, all the food, all the drinks, everything included, and you're going to be here, guys, for less than $600. By the way, Gina, am I still here? I'm frozen on the screen.
You're still here.
Okay. So on my end, I was frozen on the screen. I'm like, man, maybe I'm not even connected. Just talking to myself right now. Anyway, Montego Bay, right? 2 people, all the food, all the drinks, 5-star, less than $600. Maybe you want to go to, we got our screen to change here, Las Vegas, Nevada. You're going to be here in a 5-star property for $4 per night. The beaches of Hawaii, $100 a day. You go to a famous hotel in Manhattan. Guys, the hotel normally goes for $800 a night. You're here for $399 for all 5 days, breakfast included, right? Now, here's our 3 levels of membership. We have our small, our medium, and then the one that everyone actually buys. So the small, $52 per month. That's roughly $600 a year. So what am I getting for $600 a year? Well, again, I'm getting a book at better than travel agent rates. So my buddy Jeff Miner, he rented a truck, saved $1,400 on his truck rental. Guys, that's 2.5 years worth of membership on one single truck rental. I had my friend Alicia Davis bought some concert tickets. She saved over $1,500 on the concert tickets. I mean, again, she basically paid for the entire biggest membership we have just off of concert tickets. That doesn't include the shopping, the dining, it doesn't include, going to the movies, rented a car, went on a cruise, got a hotel room. It doesn't include any of that, right? I mean, just some concert tickets. My friends Norman and Annette bought Dallas Cowboy tickets, saved $1,800. I mean, guys, that's 3 years worth of membership with the smallest membership, or the biggest membership we have is only $1,600. It just paid for the entire biggest membership where I'm getting 2 vacations a year. I still got, I guess I paid for that membership, had $200 left over in my pocket, and that was off of one set of tickets. It didn't include the rental cars, the hotels, the shopping, the dining, the movies, the excursions, the airport transfers. I mean, guys, there's so many different ways you're going to save money when you understand the model. I'm saving way more than it cost. Now, that's the small membership. The medium membership, it's $22 more per month. What am I getting for the extra $22? You're getting 1 vacation a year. Now, remember, the pricing is not quite as sexy as I showed you throughout the presentation. When I go to the Canary Islands, I go for $1 per night because I'm the premier member. You're the medium member. You got to pay $14 a night. You're like, that's still an amazing deal. I know. But you get 1 vacation a year at amazing price. It's just not quite as good as we talked about throughout the presentation. And then there's the platinum membership. It's our number one, 92% of our sales come in at platinum. Guys, here you're getting a 4- and 5-star vacation every 6 to 7 months. You're saving more on the membership than it even costs. You're handing out the free travel site to people. They're booking, saving money. You're earning free airfare, free Amazon. And guess what? If I go out and tell 3 other people how they can legitimately save big time money on travel, at that moment, my commissions that I'm earning from referring those 3 customers, my commissions are paying for my membership. It's no longer coming off my credit card. And so I told 3 people. So I got a membership where I'm saving more money than it costs. I'm handing out a free travel site to my friends and family. They're saving huge money and I'm making free airfare. Now I told 3 people I got my commissions paying for the membership, ain't coming off my credit card. And guys, then I went and saw my CPA and I was going to have to pay the IRS about $500 in taxes. But the CPA said, wait a minute, you got a home-based travel business. That means you can write off your house, spouse, kids, your mobile phone, your internet, miles on your automobile. I mean, by the time the CPA got done, it said, looks like you were going to owe the IRS $500. Now the IRS owes you $4,700. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I went from owing them 500 to them owing me almost 5 grand. How did that happen? It's called a home-based business. You can Google that. Google home business tax advantages. Go to Barnes and Nobles or Amazon, buy best-selling books, or better yet, do both those and book an appointment with a local tax professional and say, tell me about these home business tax advantages. And you're going to find out, guys, that you're going to save 4 to 5 times as much in taxes as it even costs for the membership. Your own CPA is going to say, look, it cost you $135 for the business, but it's saving you $500 a month. Whose side are you on? And so when you understand our model, this is about saving money, making money, not spending money. It's about traveling the world for basically free, creating those memories that last a lifetime. And if you're not traveling the world after tonight for free, you have to look in the mirror and say, it's on me, because there's no longer the excuse of the financial restraint. We have removed that barrier, and we're not done. Because if you want to get involved in our company, all right, you want to buy the platinum membership, you want to do the business, which is $99 one-time annual decision. It's going to be $369 to get started. One time only. 30 days later, it's only $135 a month. Unless you're like my friend Trudy, who's on here tonight. She went told 3 people within 24 hours. Now her commissions are paying for the membership every month. Ain't coming off her credit card, right? And many of you are going to do that in 24 hours, 24 days, 24 weeks, 24 months. Guys, at some level, you're going to end up sharing this. And there's some of you on here tonight that say, well, yeah, Todd, I won't share with anybody. I promise you, I won't share. I understand. No, I mean it, Todd. I won't share. I understand. I promise you, I'm not going to share. I understand. I understand. Then you're going to go to Qatar, and you're going to be at a place that was voted one of the nicest hotels in the entire world. If I told you the name, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never been in one of those. But everyone knows the name. It's synonymous with one of the luxury, right? If I just said the name, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never even been in one of those. So you're going to go to Qatar. You're going to be in a place voted one of the nicest hotels in the entire freaking world. You're going to get breakfast and dinner for you, your spouse, your 2 kids. It's only like $300 something. And you're going to end up posting on social media. You're going to be like, guys, look at this place. I mean, you're going to be videoing everything because it's 5-star plus, right? You know, it's an unbelievable, probably the nicest place you've ever been in your life. And you're going to be putting it on social media. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here for $300. And everyone in the world like, whoa, hold on. You're where for what price? How did you get that rate? Oh, it's this travel thing I joined. What travel thing and how do I join? There it is. So even if you think you're not going to share, I promise you, by the time this is all said and done, you're traveling the world for basically free. You're posted on social media. It's going to come up. Someone's going to find out. And when they find out, they're probably not going to be too happy with you. Thinking, what, you think I didn't want to travel for free? But there's no requirement to share. I'm just telling you, most of you, even if you think you're not going to share, you're probably going to end up sharing. Now, guys, when you do the sharing, we have a model called incentivized sharing, okay? We give the customer an amazing deal, and then we give them the incentive to share. Now, where other companies waste, like Expedia and Priceline, they got the Priceline negotiator, they want to go spend tens of millions of dollars on television commercials. And then they got to jack the rate up to pay for all those commercials. We have a different model. Hey, let's let customers book for half the price, and let's take all the money they waste on television commercials, and let's give those people the incentive to share their savings, to share their stories with their friends and family, hence the word of mouth spread. And you're posting on social media, you're telling friends and family about the savings, and guys are like, man, I want to do that membership. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all that money they waste on commercials, and instead we're going to pay you. You are our advertisement, right? You are our commercial. Your savings are the number one way we get our next customer. And guys, as you do that, and then they begin to save money, and then their friends begin to save money, it just spreads. And what we're going to do as a company is we're going to pay you on all of those customers. So as the customer base gets bigger and bigger, the check we write you is going to get bigger and bigger. And it starts by number one, just telling three. Because when you're telling three at that moment, I'm earning more from the company than it even costs for the membership, and they pay for my membership with my commissions. So that's step one. Well, from there, your few people share the savings, the customer base gets bigger and bigger. Next thing you know, you got 16 customers, and guys, the company's paying you on average about $500 a month. Well, they're sharing the savings. Next thing you know, those 16 customers turn into 50 customers. Well, now the company's going to pay you roughly a couple grand a month. Those 50 customers turn into 126 customers. The company's going to pay you roughly 3 grand a month. Those 126 customers turn into 250 customers. The company's going to pay you roughly 4 grand a month. Those 250 customers turn into 376 customers, and the company's now going to pay you 9 to 12,000 per month. And as that customer base continues to grow, as it continues to spread from person to person to person, guys, the check continues to get bigger and bigger. It'll go all the way up to 96,000 per month, but you're not capped because there's other ways that you're going to be making money. So guys, you can earn as much as you want to earn. The only question is how many people are you willing to share with, how they can travel for less, how they can earn free travel, and how they can partner with our company and bring a brand new model to the travel industry and change their life. But guys, what I want to do real quick is I want to take this back over to my wife, Gina, because there's another big perk you get when you become one of our ambassadors. And that is that you get the Louis Vuitton experience. And so Ms. Gina, everyone in our company raves. And everyone, oh my gosh, I want to go to Louis Vuitton. So why is the Louis Vuitton thing such a big deal?
Well, the Louis Vuitton experience is just absolutely amazing. It's a first class experience that once you become an ambassador with our company, you get to participate in. And it was created by one of our, by our co-founder, Mrs. Adela Hart. So every year the company takes the ambassadors on a annual vacation, and you get flight credit. They take you to a new location. It's a 5-star resort. They usually take us to a dinner show or special dinners or concerts, many things they have planned for us. But part of that trip is the Louis Vuitton trip. So what they do is they pick us up and took us over in a limousine van to Louis Vuitton. Now, the one you see there on the screen where we're holding all of the shopping bags, that was in Paris. And that was the largest Louis Vuitton. It's 4 stories and it's just absolutely beautiful. This past year, they took us to Cancun. The year before was Las Vegas, and the year before was this Paris trip. And during this trip, when we drove up in the limousine van, when we got out, the whole entire staff was there waiting for us in front of the boutique. And also we saw a line that wrapped around the corner like an amusement park, where everybody's waiting for their favorite ride. And that line, they said, typically is an hour and a half long. Well, we got escorted straight inside, but they greeted us out front. They started dancing with Mrs. Hart. They were taking pictures of us. It was just such an amazing experience from the very beginning. And then they escorted us upstairs to the 4th story, where we had 2 private showrooms. And usually these showrooms are reserved for celebrities, pretty famous people, professional athletes, but they reserved these for us. And when we got inside, they started serving us champagne, sparkling water, macaroons, in other locations, we've had cappuccinos. In the Cancun location, they did endless champagne. They just kept coming around and finding us and filling up our champagne glasses. But it's just, it's the how special they make you feel once you get in there. And then we get to go shopping. The company gives us a gift card. And it's just so fun to watch everybody as they're trying to figure out what fits best for them and what works for them. Some people are buying a handbag, some people are buying shoes or sandals, sunglasses, maybe just perfume or cologne or some jewelry. We had an ambassador who also got a mink stole one time. So it's always about what your personal preference is. And that's probably one of the biggest things, is just feeling like you get to go in there and you just get to pick what you want. And that's so rare for someone to, most times for people to just be able to walk into a Louis Vuitton, pick what you think you dreamed about your entire life and just get it. And Mrs. Hart is so fun when you're there to watch her as she spends time with all the ambassadors when it's their first time. She really wants to help you overcome that, oh my gosh, should I get this? Should I spend this much? But she just does a really good job of helping you feel comfortable. What is your style? What's going to make you feel comfortable? What is going to make you feel special? And you know, this Louis Vuitton experience is just one of the many experiences you get to participate in when you become an ambassador with our company.
There we go. I could get my camera back on. The thing I love about the Louis Vuitton, by the way, is I think it's emblematic of the entire program you guys learned about tonight. Because, guys, when you look at the kind of trips that people are getting, it's the kind of experience that most people would just never have if it wasn't for the company, right? I mean, when me and Gina went to a place here in Las Vegas, Nevada, we were at the Wynn. And, guys, we were at the Wynn for less money than most people pay for the Roach Motel. Now, the Wynn, the rooms go for 800, 900 bucks a night. Most people who come to Vegas just want to walk through the Wynn, the lobby, and they're like, wow, look at this place. I mean, this is how the other half live, right? I mean, guys, it is one of the nicest hotels in the entire world. And we got to go stay there at the Wynn. Now, we had the panoramic room view. So the panoramic room view, those are the rooms that are above the 28th floor. So it takes a special key, special elevator just to get up there. When you get to your room, you got this magnificent entryway. You turn on the lights, and not only do the lights come on, but the shears and the drapes rip open like it's the opening night of some kind of a grand production. And you got windows that go from the floor to the ceiling. And when you look out the windows, you can see the entire Las Vegas Strip, all the lights, the hustle, the bustle. You can see the mountains that surround all of Vegas. I mean, the view is absolutely magnificent. My wife and I, we ordered room service and we just ate dinner in front of the windows. I mean, we didn't want to leave. It was just like hypnotized. It was just out. I mean, like, man, no wonder they charge so much for this. But guys, we were there for less money than most people were paying at the Roach Motel. So we're having this experience that most people just never, ever get to have if it wasn't for Travorium. We never would have had it. And the same is true for the Louis Vuitton. It's this kind of Cinderella story. I mean, most people never get to go shopping at Louis Vuitton. It's just too expensive, right? Let alone show up in the limousine van. The staff's awaiting your arrival. We're glad you are here. Take you up to the private salon with the champagne. And guys, you're the toast of the town. I mean, whoever gets to do that? And so our entire program is kind of predicated on giving people those kinds of unique experiences. But guys, what I want to do real quick is I want to get out of the way. I want to take the call to a few people that have gotten involved with us and been a part of what we're doing here. And I see I got my buddy Jeff Trayfoot here tonight. And guys, Jeff's out of Colorado, been a truck driver for, in fact, I'll let you kind of tell the story, Jeff, but was a truck driver for a lot of years. And you were hoping to get out of truck driving because it was kind of beating you up pretty good. But maybe kind of take the story from there, Jeff, as to how you got involved in our company and, whoops, I got to make you a co-host here. How you got involved in our company and the kind of experiences you've had so far.
Well, it's simple, Todd. Thanks for having me on again. But I mean, it's simple. One text message from you guys going on almost 4 years ago saying, hey, I got this travel thing. And we all know the story, how skeptical my wife was the whole time of everything. And guys, we were on the phone on Zoom for like 3 hours. And just picture my wife sitting next to us on the couch on her computer. She looked over at me and she's like, I'm going to find something. I'm going to find something that I'm going to end up telling you no. Well, 3 hours later, Todd and I caught up since we hadn't talked to each other in a while, and we both signed up that night. I had my trucking company that ended up being 26 years. I was one of those ones. I'm just here for the travel. I'm not going to tell anybody, Todd. I'm one of those. I'm not going to tell anybody. Well, go on one trip, save thousands of dollars on our rental car. We go to Orlando, Florida for Daytona week, save another $2,500 between hotel and rental car. And we just keep traveling. We kept posting, and people legitimately would come over and ask, hey, how are you doing all this? Well, like Todd said, it's this travel thing I've got. Well, I want to know about it. Just by accident, people are going to ask. I mean, I spent half the day today at Heather's salon studio because I knew she had a 6 hour appointment with this lady, and we were all just talking. And her and her girlfriend, they're travel buddies. They love to go everywhere. We were just kind of talking a little bit here and there. And guys, I did something. I had to go out to my car and charge my phone because it's on life support. So as I'm walking out, I opened it up. She said she wanted to go to Greece. I opened it up as I'm walking out the door, pulled up the World Tour, Crete, Greece, $179. Showed it to her, walked back out to my car, made her think about it for 20 minutes, came back in, like, I don't need to hear anything else. You sold me on Greece for $179. Guys, I wasn't doing anything. I was just bored
Sure.
hanging out at my wife's salon, and now we may have 2 more coming on.
Wow. I mean, guys, I love that story, Jeff, because it just demonstrates. I mean, you don't have to sell people on something they've been dreaming of doing their whole life at a price they never knew was possible. Now, I get some people might be a little skeptical at first. They want to, but guys, we do live pricing demonstrations. Whoever invited you to be here tonight can open up Expedia, open up our site, do a side by side. We can validate every aspect of our business. You don't have to buy it on faith. But when you understand that what we're telling you is 100% true, then the only question is, hey, do you think that how many people do you know would love to take vacations, like Jeff just mentioned, to Crete, Greece, 5-star property, all the food, all the drinks, oceanfront room, $179? Can you think of anyone? Anyone? I mean, guys, making money is nothing more than bringing value to other people. If you had the cure to cancer, you're bringing value to other people, right? If you had half price gasoline, you're bringing value to other people. If you had eggs and milk for half price, you're bringing value to other people. Well, guys, we're bringing travel for 30, 50, 70% off, and we're showing people how they can earn free travel so they can go for basically free. You're showing people how to make their dreams come true. And as Zig Ziglar once said, he's a famous author, famous speaker. If you can help enough other people get what they want, you can get everything that you want. And we're outlining that for you that tonight. Hey guys, I want to go out to Barbados real quick to Miss Trudy. She's incredible. Her team's on fire. She came on board. And Trudy, if you don't mind, just kind of a little bit about your background, what attracted you to our company, and how long did it take you to go out there and get these 3 people where your commissions were paying for your membership?
Okay, Todd, thanks for bringing me on board. Um, my background is really sales. I'm into sales. I've been selling all my life. They always tell me that I could sell ice to the Eskimos or salt to the slugs. That's what they always tell me. So that's why my name is the #1 influencer, because I love to sell. I love to talk to people. I love to give people something that can help them. So all my years of research I've been doing a lot of marketing business, all the business I see out there, every business that come across with marketing and some sort of multi marketing level marketing I've been doing. I try every single thing from you name it down to cryptocurrency, everything I've been trying. And this is the last one. I said I'm going to give this last one a shot, this Travorium. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first saw this presentation, I was blown away. I was like, wow, at those kind of prices, because I know I love to travel. I want to take my mom, I want to take my family to go to different places. So I always wanted to find something that in terms of travel that would I didn't want to be no travel agent. I don't want to go and look for tickets to people and then they don't have the money and then I waste my time. I just didn't want to do that. So when I saw Travarium, I was actually blown away. And the thing about it is all I had, people are all going to say to you, right? This business is so easy to do. All I had to do was invite people to come to the call. Come to the call. We have calls Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All you have, and on Saturday there's a training call. All you have to do is just invite people to come to the call. Just invite, invite, invite. Don't stop inviting. And that's how you're going to become successful. So when I first saw that, I said, well, I ain't got to do nothing. All I got to just invite people to call. Okay, well, I can get that done. And I started to do that and I started to show my team how to do it. And that's the way where we were rank advancing because I on my first call, I had about 50 people on my first call because Curtis Cross, my trainer, he told me if you can get people on a call, you would get your first three people sign up. And the same thing he told me, the same thing happened. I got my first three in less than 24 hours. I had three people sign up on the call on the same first call I had. And since then, I've been helping my team to let them rank advance and get their three so that we don't have to pay the monthly membership. And then not only that, even if you have to pay the membership, right? That's not a problem because you can look at it as in you paying for a vacation later on when you're ready to take your vacation, you paying your membership so that you can take that vacation when you're ready, so that you're saving up for later. So all I'm gonna say to you is just invite people to come to a call, come to watch. Let Todd do all the hard work. We don't have to do nothing. Just let them come and listen to Todd and you'll be good. That's all I have to say.
And well, truly, congratulations to you, your success, your entire team. I know you got three in 24 hours. And what's great is that so many people on your team, within the first month went and got their three. I mean, guys, this is not difficult stuff. Hey, I want to go over to Las Vegas, Nevada, to Kyle Thrower. This is a guy who's spent an entire life in the resort industry. So he's been working for resorts in Las Vegas, in some flavor, form, capacity his entire life. Now, guys, if you've never been to Vegas, they got people flying from Asia. They got sheiks. They got business moguls. They got titans. They fly. They have an airport, a private airport for all of the private jets to fly in here. They got these huge suites and all of the accommodations and all the greatest chefs in the world. I mean, this is a town, Las Vegas, that knows something about resorts. Now, Kyle, you've been working in that industry your whole life, and yet you're a part of our company. And so, as a guy who can compare resort to a resort, how long you been here, and how many vacations have you taken?
8.5 years, 37 vacations, working on 38, 39, and 40. I'll probably have 40 by Labor Day or around Labor Day. The hardest part, the worst part of being in the company is you have way too many choices. So that's sort of the holdup with 30, 38, 39, and 40, trying to figure out which special I want to use the travel points for and which one I want to pay our lowest price for. So love it.
So what's been your favorite trip so far? Give us an example of the kinds of trips that you've been experiencing.
Four-way tie. First big trip I took was Cancun. It was an incentive trip. It only cost $98. It was a $3,000 value. It was during COVID. It felt like I owned the place. There were 7 hotels. You got service, cabanas, everything was free. Had 15 pools, swim from one to the other, and the beach was right next to it. Had a signature golf course. Had Cirque du Soleil performing, the only one in the world that was performing. And that was the first time to Cancun, but there's 3 other experiences that's tied with that because the amenities were so different. You always got great service. The other 3, 2 of the other 3 were all-inclusive world tours, and one in Puerto Vallarta was an all-inclusive. So yeah, there's just so many amenities. There's something for everybody. The food's great, 4-star, 5 stars for the price of 2 stars. You just don't lose, and you're meeting great people. Hello, Jeff. You meet great people in the company. Yeah, it's just growing immensely. Back when we started, it wasn't half the benefits, and we were happy with it. So every time we get an announcement, we're like, wow, it's so much better. So very happy being in the company for 8.5 years.
Hey, Kyle, congratulations on all of the vacations you've been taking. Hey, one more guy we're going to stop in on tonight. He's out of the St. Louis marketplace. Guys, this is John King, a dynamic leader. And John, if you don't mind, I mean, maybe, your background, who you are, what you do, and, how you learned about the company and what kind of experiences you've had so far.
I appreciate that, Todd. Appreciate you having me on. My story is real simple. I've been in direct sales for probably 40 years. you know, and, you know, been around the block a few times. I actually was invited to take a look at this by one of my frat brothers. We've been in business probably about 15, 20 years in different direct sales companies. I went over to his house to show him some cryptocurrency, and him and his wife showed me this. I was blown away. Luckily for me, I took my wife with me and one of my business partners. We all, three of us signed up right there on the spot. I got home. I signed up my oldest daughter. Signed up all my children that were old enough to sign up. First month, I put 10 people in the business. A month and a half later, I said, you know what? I'm resigning from this six-figure job, just over broke, and I'm getting ready to do this thing full time. You know, I got on a conference call with David Hart through Coach D, and I heard this gentleman speak, and I knew when I heard him speak, we had something special, because I've sat in front of a lot of CEOs in direct sales. I've heard a lot of CEOs tell me stories that, you know, didn't come true, but I knew this was special. This guy, David's got his whole family in this business. He's in it for the right reasons. So I said, you know what? I'm doing this with all my heart, all my soul, because I see $1 million a month opportunity here. I remember going to the first event in Las Vegas last year, and Todd said, hey, you know what? This opportunity, you can make $1 million a month. You can make $1 million a month. I said, you know what? I receive that in Jesus' name. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I got a bunch of kids. You know, creating generational wealth is always something that I was fired up about doing. And guys, I don't know about you guys, but we got something special. You know, we have an opportunity to change the world. Yeah, the travel is real, and that's what's so awesome about it. But the opportunity is amazing. $15 trillion. Are you kidding me? With an opportunity that's nothing like this in the world, guys, it's time to flat out go to work. So, you know, I'm gonna travel. I've traveled before right now, but I've never made $1 million a month in my life. So guess what I'm working on? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit ambassador, then I'm gonna travel the world and tell other people how they can do the same thing. Man, back to you, Todd. Suffice it enough to say I'm excited.
Well, John, congratulations on all the success thus far. Excited that you're a part of the team, part of the company. Guys, again, everything we have is in place. The only thing we're missing is you. And so go back with whoever invited you to be here tonight. This is something you don't want to outthink it. You just want to get started. Say, man, send me a link. Put me in, coach. We demonstrated you're going to save way more in multiple ways. This is not about spending money. This is about saving money, making money, traveling the world, making your dreams come true. And if you were ever going to make your dreams come true, when would be the best time to get started? Great decision. Welcome aboard, guys. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Guys, we're going to be back on Saturday with a training call. So we told you why you might want to do the business, but he told you how. So we're going to be back here on this exact same link. Saturday, again, that is at 9 a.m. California time, 12 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. So tune in then. Until then, have a great evening and a great weekend, guys. God bless. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Todd.